Bethesda, Bethesda, Bethesda. You really can't help yourself, can you? No worries, I'm not mad. I'm, I'm just disappointed. So what happened? What would you hate? Well, this is not Bethesda, Bethesda, Bethesda. You really can't help yourself, can you? No worries, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. So what happened? What would all the hate? Well, this is not Bethesda first or even last controversy. Controversy? Controversy. They've been, they've been. The first is back in 2010 when, the year New Vegas came out. A game so popular even after even after even after damn near 2 decades, the game still have at the time of writing over 4K players. The game that have thousands of mods and fan-made projects attached to it. Well, for whatever reason, for for whatever reason, they only gave the developers Obsidian only 18 months to finish it. 18 months to finish 18 months to finish the developers Obsidian back in 2010 when the year New Vegas came out. A game so popular even after damn near 2 decades. The game still have at the time of writing over 4K players. The game that have thousands of mods and family projects attached to it, and 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 fan made projects attached to it, and fan made projects attached to it. Well, for one reason, they only gave the developers of Obsidian. God, they only gave the developers of Obsidian 18 months to finish 18 months to finish the damn thing. Well, the story goes that if the game didn't make over 85% on Metacritic, they won't be getting a bonus. They wouldn't be getting a bonus. And after making over $20 million of a $8 million budget and 84 on Metacritic, even with the absolute bullshit time limit of 18 months development, thanks to all the hard work on Obsidian part, Bethesda gladly kicked their asses off the goddamn cliff. Bethesda went and said, "Fuck your bonuses. We said 85% and not a pathetic 84," leading to, and despite being owned by the same Blade company, have not worked together since. New Vegas have not worked together since New Vegas, after maybe after New Vegas, and despite being owned by the same Blade company, have not worked together since New Vegas. Haven't worked together since New Vegas. Maybe after getting kicked off a mountain by your buddy, you don't tend to stay buddies after that. Few years after that, few years after that debacle, Fallout 4. A few years after that debacle, Fallout 4 came out. A complete overhaul of the famous RPG Fallout, with shallow to none of the mechanics that make an RPG that makes an RPG. Crafting, to my knowledge, at the time when the game came out, wasn't wasn't as widespread as it is today. Pretty good, pretty good first-person shooter mechanics. Never had any complaints on that front. And I do have this game on both my PC and my Xbox. I don't have the footage since this is pretty spontaneous, and I don't feel like downloading it to get the footage. If I don't feel like I don't feel like downloading it, and I don't feel like downloading it to get the footage to get footage. Nor do I feel like turning on my Xbox to get some. Why? But what makes Fallout? But what makes Fallout? Well, Fallout was the writing and the lore, and the lore and the lore of how the world and the lore of how the world healed from getting their shit kicked by nuclear warfare. And if you want to hear from a fan and listen to how shit Bethesda Fallout, how shit Bethesda, and if you want to hear if you want to hear it from a fan and listen to of how shit Bethesda how shit Bethesda Fallout writing is, go check out Kratos' video on the matter. He's given the type of justice a newbie like me could never give. But if I want to get an incredibly abridged version, it Fallout 2 in New Vegas, and 1, the initial bombing of everything, the initial bombing of everything, and dealing with all the problems that come with it, like evil and crazy raiders, dangerous and sometimes irradiated animals, bioenergy mutants, science abominations from the pre-nuke world, and mutated people, and people mutated by the news, cursed with immortality. And if you're really unlucky, you'll turn into irradiated. You'll turn into an irradiated zombie that attack anything. And if you're really unlucky, you'll turn into an irradiated zombie that'll attack anything. And my second favorite mob to kill in the Mojave, while in two in New Vegas show the creation and of the SER and its ascendants. While in Fallout 3 and 4, nothing, just nothing that moves past the status quo. Stagnation is the best way I could describe it, and fans didn't really take kindly to seeing their favorite setting and all the progress made in the setting just not there anymore. And meeting and not there be while in Fallout 3 and 4, nothing. Just nothing that moves past the status quo. Stagnation is the best way I could describe it. And fans didn't and the fans didn't really take kindly to seeing their favorite setting and all the progress in the setting just not there anymore. And leading three leading to New Vegas, where lots of three leading to New Vegas, where lots of stuff happens in the narrative, to happening. Three leading to New Vegas, where lots of stuff happens in the narrative, and back to nothing in 4. Either Bethesda doesn't care or is absolutely oblivious of the complaints, or they just hate progress and any form of it. It needs to be any form of it. And either Bethesda either Bethesda just doesn't care, or is absolutely oblivious of the complaints, or they just hate progress and any form of it needs to be destroyed at any cost. But since maliciousness, but since maliciousness, maliciousness, but since maliciousness does not rhyme with oblivion, we're sticking with the former. Fallout 76. Oh boy, that debacle. This one was one of Bethesda's biggest blunders yet. And if you want to hear more on the subject, Fallout 76. Oh boy, that debacle. This one was Bethesda's biggest blunders yet. If you want to hear what was the problem in a great and entertaining way, watch the Internet Historian thoughts on the matter. But the biggest one was about a bag. To make a long story short, hopefully, when the game came out at full price, came out at full $80 price, buggy as shit, came out at full $80 price, buggy as absolute shit, and they're offering a $200 for this buggy mess. They're offering $200 for this buggy mess, but also came with other stuff, including this bag here. It was false advertising, and at the time they had no intention of changing it either. At the time they had no intention of changing it either, even though the customers paid them $200 and gave them a buggy mess of a game to boot. Which also took forever to update, and gave them a buggy mess of a game to boot. Probably also took forever to update into serviceability. What would this obviously cause a massive backlash? Well, in Bethesda Infinite Wisdom, they gave the people who gave them $200 bloody dollars for the freaking bundle. Well, they decided to give them the fans, drum roll please, $5 worth of in-game currency. Where at the time you could not even buy the cheapest item on the in-game store. Hey, sorry, historian. Sorry, internet historian, stealing your clip. Also, the nibble is still shit. And the most recent debacle, Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2. Now I hear you. Now I hear you. Now I hear you from. Now I hear you from a scummy petty behavior. Now I hear you from a scummy. Now I hear you from a scummy petty behavior, shit and comment writing, and almost outright death of a customer. A body type option. This one seems kind of tame in comparison. outright death. You'll be right, and you'll usually be right. If it wasn't for A and not making any goddamn sense, because not only does not only those because not only those one body because not only one body still feel the need to cover up their chest, but in game they will always refer to you with male or female pronouns in game. Defeating the whole purpose of the body type. No? And B is goddamn effective. Out of the company, out of all the companies who will have learned from not getting into controversies, it will be Bethesda. But no, they're either A, that oblivious, B, dumb, or C, masochist. Since they could have known this would happen. But sadly, I think it's a mix of A and B. Yes, I don't see any forward thinking outside of everyone else is doing it. So let's put it in our new cash grab of a game and call it a day. So now we got why everyone. So now we know why everyone got so pissed. Got so pissed so quickly. But why Bethesda specifically? Well, Bethesda used to make good. Well, Bethesda used to make good shit, like Oblivion, used to make good shit like Oblivion. Reasoning why the remaster is making absolute bank right now, but making these shit Bethesda, making these shit. Make, making shit Making the shit Bethesda did I just mentioned hurt just a wee bit more. And everyone saying they should just remake New Vegas should shut the fuck up. Which remind me, before I talk a little about the game, it's which remind me, before I talk a little about a game, which reminds me, before I talk a little about a game, let's talk about what reminds me. Before I talk a little about a game, which reminds me, let's talk a little about a game and its absolute scummness of it. Does anyone remember Skyrim? Well, when they tried to re-release the game, which reminds me, let's talk a little. Which reminds me, let's. Which reminds me, let's talk a bit about a game and its absolute scummness of it. Does anyone remember Skyrim? Well, when they decided when they decided to re-release it, the game is well hard to mod while crashing or just not starting while playing. Which reminds me, let's talk about a little about a game and its absolute scummness of it. Does anyone remember Skyrim? Well, when they decided to re-release the game, that version is harder to mod while crashing or just not starting while playing or just not starting while pay mods probably work just fine. And the easier to mod older original Skyrim show this beauty. Fuck! Which lead me right into the topic. Which lead me right into the. Which lead me right into the mods, unlisted mods. And okay, quickly ignore the body type mod and the many naked mods and the skin overhauls. One causing one cause players one cause playing someone not middle aged seems to be impossible. And the skin overhauls, since I guess playing someone not middle aged seems to be impossible in the base game. Again. And talk about the achievements. Why Bethesda have Oh, I see that model real its ugly head. Why Bethesda? Why have achievement brawler in a single player game? And also, I bet you can turn off. I bet you turn off. And I also bet you turn off the autosave features as well. For the sin of downloading free mods. You, I bet you also turn off the autosave feature as well. For the sin of me downloading a free mod. And pay mod is a guarantee the way they're going. And if you bring up that, oh, I see that mod reels its ugly head. Why Bethesda? Why have a achievement blocker in a single player game? And also, I bet you turn off autosave features as well. For the sin of me, download a free mod and pay mod if you're going. And if you go about the way pay mods, you go eat a dick. And they've done this shit before, and it failed miserably. They've done this shit before, and it failed. You'll think a company like this will learn their lessons, but no. Bethesda still have that stupid fucking decision of blocking achievements and autosave because you committed the sin of wanting to mod their always broken and buggy mess excuse of a game. Their always broken buggy mess, a buggy mess of an excuse they call a game. Fuck you, Bethesda. Fuck you, Bethesda. I'm sorry I want to use mod for your shit game, but also fix it so it doesn't crash on me every 2 godforsaken minutes. Fuck you! Speaking of mods, let's get into Nexus speedrun into Oblivion. It is not the first time Nexus banned mods like this. The first time the site banned mods, well, the first to my knowledge anyway, was from Baldur's Gate 3, when you could turn an originally gay relationship to a normal straight one. From a game apparently pretty good. So people ignore it. The second was Marvel Spider-Man 2, a not so good game for PC. The mod itself doesn't necessarily get rid of the pride flag, but make the game think it was in the Middle East, getting rid of the flag because guess Sony was afraid of them mistaking their game for a frisbee. And the most recent one, Oblivion Remaster mod for body type 1 and 2, and make it to a male and female. Why? Well, it makes complete sense to me. Why? Well, it makes complete sense. Well, to me, I guess. Why they banned it for me? Why? Well, it makes me sense since why they banned it for me, but since I don't even want to begin talk about that, since the more and more I think about this topic, it became more and more enticing to make that script. But to give a very, very short excerpt from my thought process, the ideology demands a very, very short excerpt from my thought process. Their ideology demands you must think the same, and anything that denies it, no matter how little, should be destroyed in their minds. Should be destroyed in their minds. So next, you can shut the fuck up on your morality. Your site have not only have a lot of big tits and negative mods, some I myself downloaded, not showing since I like my channel, and the infamous Fallout 3 Child Killer mod. And you decide to ban the ones that don't even change the gameplay. Get the fuck out of here. You have no one to blame but yourself for causing more and more people to migrate from your site to others. While I have no direct evidence of this, as we the people who don't have access to the backend, but given Miles' recent social media posts, and them even bringing back the mod, I'm guessing it's not good at the moment. So the game itself, since I'm not gonna play it, nor said I'm not. So the game itself, since I have not played it, nor am I going to play it, which is why I only been talking about the mods. Which is why I only been talking about the mods than the game itself. Well, I made a rule that I won't buy a game until the company who makes it consistently make good games that deserve my attention, or if it's a good topic to talk about, or if it's cheap enough, or they go test up and they go delist the game, so I'll go buy it for archival purposes only and nothing else. And the original is right there, and pretty sure the mods still works fine. But apparently the game is pretty accurate from the original. But that's no point in my book, because he did the bare minimum and not change anything, which is very difficult given other companies' current track record. But the people who will claim this game is sorry, and sorry everyone, woke, but are enjoying it. But why are they enjoying it? Why? Well, that means I agree with them on this. I'm not insulted. Why? Because Bethesda is making a good thing, and if you see the absolute slop that come out as of late, I can't blame everyone for enjoying themselves. And since it is just Bethesda copying Oblivion and pasting it on Fallout 4, it is just Bethesda copying Oblivion and pasting it on Fallout 4 on a Fallout 4 engine. It also probably helps that Bethesda is doing the one thing that every company that it also probably helped that Bethesda is doing the one thing that every other company seems incapable of doing. Shutting the fuck up. Not getting in pointless Twitter arguments with they're a dickhead, not making a hit, not making a hit on a guy, not making a hit on the guy's wife, not directly calling people with the, not calling people with any combination of is and phobes, and not ratioing the guy who owns the bloody platform, and not ratio the guy who on the bloody platform he owns, and not ratioing a guy on the bloody platform he owns. Fuck you, Ubisoft Disney, and giving us the dumbest timeline of all time. Also why I said Bethesda is more oblivious than dumb. They decided to stay the fuck out of this shit. So my opinion on body type A and B still made no sense, but I sense no maliciousness from Bethesda parts. I sense no maliciousness from Bethesda's end, and Nessun Mars is still a vested shithole due to Oblivion. That one I will still the one I'll still use it because I'm a filthy degenerate. And that's all I got for today. Get your cookie, and that's all I got for today. Get your cookie and piss off.